How's everybody doing? Good evening to everybody. Good evening to everybody. How's everybody doing? Let's see how many we can get right now. Okay, we're growing now. Let's see. Hi to everybody. Hi to everybody late at night. Y para todos los que me están escuchando en español, aló, ¿cómo están? Esto va a ser en inglés en estos momentos. En español, terminando esto, hay una noticia muy importante y ya nos estamos dando cuenta por qué hay problemas en la frontera de Chiapas. I was telling to everybody in the Mexican Republic, that is great news that we've been hearing now. We have great news from our correspondent in Chiapas, our contact in Chiapas. We have great news about our contact in Chiapas. And he is real late over there. Right now it's 11, 10, 11, 12. It's 12:44, late at night. So it's late at night over there. It's 12:44. What do you say, a.m. Over there, he was asleep. And I sent him a message and he just contacted me. So he gave me a little bit of really good information for you guys. I know it's late for a lot of you guys. Let's see if we can get some viewers right here. And I'm not going live on Facebook because I have a lot of information regarding what am I going to do the live for. So before I do my normal presentation, there's some questions that you guys want to ask me that you've been asking my moderators. And my moderators gave me some questions. I got 7 questions right here from you guys. Before I touch that subject, we have 2 subjects that we need to talk about first, and they are really important. 145 over there in South Carolina. You guys love this news, huh? You guys love the truth. Go to sleep. 145 in Georgia. Yeah, that's 3 hours away from here. 145 over there, well, Melba Winkle is. Robin Willard, how you doing? And hi to everybody. Shirley Schaefer, just sir, truth is always good. It's always been good. It's always been good. So let us touch the subject. Hi, how you doing? I'm Oscar Blue for Border Network News. How's everybody doing? It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday today. In a few places in the United States, it's Wednesday already. But it's Tuesday here in Tijuana still. It was a beautiful day today outside. Humidity was it was in the mid 70s. Winds were blowing at 10 kilometers per hour. And the weather was, oscillating between 60 and 75 degrees. So it was a beautiful day today. What happened today? What happened, people? I'm just going to do a little quick recap of what happened. We all know what happened with this video that yours truly did a coverage for BNN about this family, and we're not going to be talking about that much of what happened, why we follow, and where did they went, and all these places. Guys can see that on the video, and you guys can get your own decisions and your own you know, you can get your own ideas of how, what's the understanding of every single immigrant that crosses illegally to the United States. So what is this about? What are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about the bad points, the good side of the Border Patrol agent, and the bad side of the Border Patrol agent. And a lot of people are not putting attention to that. A lot of people take that the Border Patrol is one of the you know what? Can you hold on a second? Hold on a second. Can you hold on a second, please? I don't want to be unprofessional, but I think that I have to wear this because today this happened. So I have to wear it. Hold on a second. It's good that everything is flowing more. There's more people coming in. That's good. There we go. Look at this hat. Look at this hat. It's way better, don't you think? Let me get right here. Support these people, man. They're trying to do. They are good people. Better light. There we go. There we go. I support these people. That's why I'm taking the time right now. I'm talking about what happened with the good side of the Border Patrol and the bad side of the Border Patrol. Today, we saw a Border Patrol, two Border Patrols. Let's analyze a little bit what happened with the first one. The first one, he got out of his unit, and after he got out of his unit, you see him pretty calmly approaching. You see that he looks at me, and with all disappointment, he nods his head like this. He gets his head up, and then he approaches the woman that she was in her mid-40s. She grabs her by the shirt, and he says, "Bájate." Bájate is get down from there. This was the tone of voice for people that they are going to be acting and saying Latin Americans or Latinos or Mexicans or Hispanics that they're going to be against this video of this Border Patrol. This was his tone of this Border Patrol. First warning, he went, he did not pull that lady. He did not hurt that lady. He did not use false language with that lady. He did not treat that lady bad. He just pulled her by the back of the t-shirt, and she said, "Bájate. Get down from there." Lady did not obey. So you see now the second impression that we see from the Border Patrol is the impression of the reality, what is going on at the border. You see immediately a guy that, I will tell you right now what's up with the caravans. Hold your questions. I got 7 questions, and those 7 questions involve caravans, what's going on with that riot with the Africans. It's a long explanation. There's some fantastic news, and this is the fantastic news. I don't want to jump to another subject, This is the first time that I'm going to say that Mexico is doing something, and he started doing it yesterday. And today, my contact from Chiapas started saying, so Trump was kind of right on saying that Mexico is doing something, but it's not enough. It's just a year. It's not enough. I don't agree with him completely, but it's not enough. So let's not jump to the subject. I will be answering your questions when you guys, we go to that will be the last part. I will answer your questions. Stay with me. Bear with me, please. So this is Trump not doing enough. He's doing a lot. His decision is the thing that I say that is not enough. In his decision, I think that is too much. A year is too much. He's doing enough, more than enough. He's the only one in the world that is doing enough. So, okay, let's go back to the subject. You see this, the second impression of a person that is the reality of the border. What do you see? So that's the first officer. And the first officer went, did this to the lady, like this, and he told him in this voice, Bájate. That was the tone of voice. Get down from there. She did not obey. He gave her around 10 seconds to obey. And when the Border Patrol or United States Customs or whatever soldier in our country, in Mexico, says is a direct order, it's supposed to be Bájate, you turn around and you sit down. It's a direct order. It's not, let me get my bearings together and let me just, oh my God, I got to get something in the bag. It's not whenever you want to. It's an order. You just, cross illegally to another country. It's an order. You have to obey. So the second tone of voice that he uses, it's loud. And everybody was like, whoa. He yelled, Bájate! That's when you saw the reality of each Border Patrol officer. That's when you see the reality of each Border Patrol officer. That's the number one. We're going to do, an analysis, and we're going to analyze every single person. First Border Patrol, look at this reaction. So what does the first Border Patrol do? He grabs the lady, and he takes two. And he goes. Second Border Patrol. What does the second Border Patrol do? He arrives in a quad. He leaves his quad, he takes his helmet off, and he throws it on the floor. Look at this. Look at all this. You got to analyze all what they're doing. That's the little things that you need to put attention. Why is he throwing the helmet on the floor? Why? Because it's an emergency. Second, the way that he threw it on the floor, it means that he's mad, stressed, desperate, lot of things. Took his helmet off and he threw it on the floor. And he walked real quick. He grabbed one person, he told him, sit down. He grabbed the other one and another kid and he told him, sit down. And immediately I'm recording and he looks at me and he's like, you should stop children from crossing. Good job. Good job. So let's see the key things right here. Key things. Positive things about these officers that they've been overwhelmed. Number two, their stress level and their level of patience is up in the trillions. Number three, are they eating good? Are they feeding themselves good? Are they getting their lunch break? Are they good in their family home with their family? Have they worked so many hours that they don't even have time for themselves to go to the bathroom? Do you ever think about that? So, what happened? He goes at me and he says, this, you should do this. And my immediate reaction would have been, if I didn't know anything about the movement of the International Pact of Immigration and all this invasion that is going on in my country in the United States, I would have, went at it with him. You are, but no, my reaction was this. I know you're overwhelmed. He immediately, his semblance, it changed completely. And after that, I told him, tell Gavin Newsom why he took his National Guard away from the border. And he did this. Now, let's analyze a little bit. Positive things. Number one, Border Patrol is more famous because they mistreat immigrants. There was a big crowd. Yeah, but they're mostly known because they mistreat immigrants. They hit them. They don't get them water and all this stuff. We never saw that no Border Patrol was mistreating no immigrant, hurting them, using false language, and treating them badly. Number one. Number one. Number one. Number two. And it's extremely important, this one. Why? Because these officers know now how is a crisis in their border and how are these children getting trafficked. So immediately you see that the number one thing that came to this Border Patrol officer, what was it that he told me? What was it? And you're letting a child climb on the fence. So he was worried about who? He was worried about a kid. So they know that kids and children are being trafficked, and he was worried about the children. Positive things. Positive. Number two, worried about the children. Number three, positive. There were only 3 officers in that particular area. One that called for backup, quad came in, and after the quad came in, another suburban that is for the Border Patrol came in late to pick them up. To work in the field, there were only 2. There were only 2. Positive thing, they handled themselves extremely professional. They did not show that much feelings in front of everybody. They did not express their anger and their stress level. And at that moment, with me, it was a whole evidence. And immediately the chopper, it was rounding from left to right, from east to west, east to west. So, positive things and bad things. Now the bad things. Poor people, man. Poor guys. You're talking about the immigrants. Wow. What a way to risk their lives, really. There was metal and there was cut metal on the top. And one of the kids cut his hand. You didn't see that. But when the woman that it was climbing, and the woman that it was in their mid-20s, she was climbing and she grabbed a piece of metal and it landed on the kid's hand. That's what the kid, couldn't climb, the last kid, because his hand was hurting. So, number one thing bad, we witnessed a family that crossed illegally to the United States, but you know, wow, man, it's a family. It's an 11-year-old kid and a 12-year-old kid. It's amazing what is going on, what has been happening. And not only that, you can see the stress level on this officers right here. Wow. When I told him, you are overwhelmed, his expression is, yes, we are. Look at that, man. Doesn't that make you sad? If I was an American, that will hurt me right there. That will hurt me. Why? Because these are the people that they're protecting, and then they're risking their lives every day at the border. Exactly, Martina. He was like, help. Every day at the border, they are risking their lives. And if you were a border patrol officer and I talked to you and I say you're overwhelmed, you looked at me and I don't have to answer you. You're on the other side. I'm American. You're Mexican. You're supposed to be. I don't talk to you, but he talked to me, and he was like, "Yes, we are," and that is a statement that I don't know how the governor doesn't care about his border patrol. He doesn't care about the border patrol agents. Not even one of them. He doesn't care. They're doubling, tripling, quadrupling, quadrupling, shifting hours. He looks so drained, stressed, tired, and everything that it surrounds a person not even 30% good. He looked like that. And that's the person that is protecting the United States, and the governor of California, he doesn't care. For a border patrol to answer a citizen from the other side and immediately analyze, and when he was mad at me and he was like, good job, and I told him, I take a breather. He looked at me and I did this. And I did this. Look, you were not watching, but I did this. Like, breathe, man. Breathe. And he looked at me and I said, you guys are overwhelmed. And his reaction is just, yes, we are. What does that tell you, man? What does that tell you about the Border Patrol? What else are they supposed to do? They're not an octopus. They're not over here and over there. They're not. They're human beings, and they're risking their lives every day to protect the country of the United States. And the only department right now that is a person is splitting in three, they're dividing themselves in three, is the Border Patrol. I bet that they don't get lunch breaks. I bet that they get home real late, or they even get home. I bet that they don't even eat. They're tired, exhausted, stress level all the way up to the millions. And it was, for me, it was a disappointment. I was really disappointed. I was not disappointed on the Border Patrol. I was disappointed on the government of the United States. I'm seeing only one unit. I'm seeing only one unit. God, please. One unit at that particular place. And the only thing that you see and the reaction that you see from your own border patrol is, yes, we are. And when you tell them, why is your government, Gavin Newsom, not putting the National Guard right there? He took it away. And he's not calling it a crisis. Man, I wish that I can get this officer's name. I wish that, my fans are pretty rad, man. You guys are rad. You guys are phenomenal. You guys are unbelievable. If you guys can do me the favor, and if that video you see his badge or you see his last name, please give me that contact, man, because I really, they can't talk to the press or they can't talk to a guy like me. But I would really, send them something. Like, I don't know, something, man. As, as appreciation for whatever he's doing. He looked horrible. He looked tired, exhausted, stressed. And imagine doing that every day and every day and every day and every day. It's too much. It's too much. I feel for that guy. I felt for that guy. I felt for that fella, man. I felt for that fella. Hope that he watched the feed. I don't think that he's gonna watch it, but I hope that if he watches the feed, hope that he knows that I was not trying to be disrespectful to him, and hope that he knows that I can't be stopping these people. And I will be an accomplice of these people. I wish I can help him. I wish that I can help my government. I'm trying to. But it's just too much for these people. It's too much. They are overwhelmed. This is quite a phenomenal statement. He's frustrated because he's limited on what he can do. Thank you for helping me out, Martina. That is exactly right. He's limited. He's limited because he wished that he can have 30 people on the same area and be on his radio. Hey, where are you? I'm right here on the left. I'm lifting my hand. Where are you? I'm check. I roger that. I got you. 10-4. All right, I got you. Where are you? I'm over here. They don't got that. They got only this. He's running. Get him? Okay. He's running. Get him? Okay. Oh no. Hey, where? Behind you. Oh my God. Behind. Every single freaking day. Every single freaking day. They're limited. It was so sad to see that. Who felt bad? We're talking right now. We're having a conversation. It's right now. It's 11:11 in Tijuana, Mexico. I'm Oscar Blue for Border Network News. Give me your opinions, people. Give me your opinions on how you felt about his reaction. Give me your opinions on how you felt about his reaction. It was one of the demonstrations. It is great. The best coverage that I could get. It's his reaction, really, because you see a lot of immigrants climbing and crossing and crossing and crossing, but what their reaction is the most important for me. Why? Because you take away the fact that they're talking about that they're treating bad children, and his number one concern of these two officers were the children. So that tells you pretty much that there's a lie that what they're saying. Second of all, his reaction to everybody about how they are overwhelmed and how they are extremely tired, that's the most important one. Why? Because that is where the front line is, the Border Patrol. He was warned out, depressed, and so much concern as well. Yes, I agree with you. The one Border Patrol tried telling them to go back. Yes. He said, like, but it's inevitable. It's inevitable. They're going to cross. This doesn't help. This doesn't help. It's inevitable. They're going to cross. They're like this. They don't hear nothing. You know, that's you know, it was disappointing to see that. I never seen Border Patrol like that. And it's my first time in my life, and I've been, you know, at the border my whole life. My whole life, I've been at the border. You know, I had a friend of mine that he used to work for the Border Patrol. His name is Brad. Back in the day, I was 22 years old. And he used to work, he was a Border Patrol agent. He was a lot older than me. He was 35, I think so. But he was a buddy of mine. He was a friend of another friend. His name is Brad. We call him B-Rad. And, you know, these guys, I forgot to tell you this story. These guys, when they come home, they are so exhausted. They are so exhausted, not physically. Forget about that. Mentally, they are drained. They are completely drained. They're completely drained. Where is your Border Patrol? Where is your BP? Sunshine 1977. I wish that you can elaborate that question. I don't understand. If the initials is Border Patrol, where is your Border Patrol? If you're talking about my Border Patrol, this is a gift. This is a gift. Somebody gave it to me from the United States. It was a nice gift. So I don't know if you're talking about the hat. It was a gift. I don't understand your question. If you can please elaborate, I will. Moderer. We have a lot of people right here that I don't understand. Please. Thank you so much. Yes, you know, it was so disappointing to see those kind of situations. It was really disappointing. Okay, Mexican Border Patrol, why are they not stopping these migrants from crossing over? First of all, there's no Mexican Border Patrol. Let's get that straight up. First of all, there's no Mexican Border Patrol. Second of all, like I told you, and I had already this explanation for you guys. The Constitution of Mexico had a treaty with the International Pact of Immigration. This says that they have the liberty of transit to migrate to whatever place they want to go. The place that they want to go is the United States. That is unfair? Yes. We cannot touch them. We cannot arrest them. And we cannot hurt them. So, if they're violating in some way, shoplifting, stealing, hurting, assaulting, that is completely different. The police are stopping the migrants in one place, so the cartel are bringing them across at another place at a different time. No, they're not. No, they're not. That's not the way it works over here. That's not the way it works over here. The way it works over here is they get to a particular shelter, the coyotes go to the shelter, and then they cross them. That's the way that it works. The federal government and the police department, they are not responsible for protecting them from crossing to the United States. That's how it is right now with them. They're not responsible for that. They are only responsible if they commit delinquent, if they are in delinquency, or they commit a violent crime, or they assault somebody, like I just told you, like right now, like I just told you. They're responsible for that. But if a guy tries to cross the border to the other side, federal government is going to be like, better for me, cross over there. We don't want you over here. So there's no border patrol for our city. There's only a little bit immigration officers, and when you are crossing to Mexico from the United States. Sunshine 1977. Of course, Mexico isn't doing anything wrong. Do not help out your neighbor. Do not help out your neighbor. I don't understand your statement, but it's not only Mexico. I just told you, the United States is not helping us. It's not helping either. Like I told you, get the lawyers and the people that they're coaching the immigrants how to claim asylum out, and let us worry about stopping them in Guatemala. But please, first, get all your Americans that they're coming and coaching the immigrants over here, Sunshine 1977, and tell them to not come over here to coach and to tell the immigrants how to cross legally to the United States. Please, before you start, they're not helping anything. It's because of all Mexico's fault. It's Mexico. It's Mexico. You're Mexican. It's your fault. She's Mexican. Maria, it's your fault. Juan, it's your fault. Pedro, it's your fault. Get some brain going right there, man. Get the little mouse going. Ride the bike. So, the reaction of the Border Patrol, it's simply, it's disappointing. It's really disappointing. Let's go with another thing that had just happened. And I'm going to give you guys hold your questions till I finish, please, because I am talking and I see your questions, and I don't want to be rude and eliminate the chat and then just be like talking to you guys. And then, I will open the chat and you're like, hey, Oscar, you're not even putting attention to us. Come on, man. I hold the questions. I know that you got a lot of questions. Can you please hold the questions? Don't blame Mexico. Yes, Mexico's to blame. My country has a lot to do with it. It's the number one that has a lot to do with it. But it's not the country. It's the government. Please get it through your head. It's not the people. It's the government. It's the corrupt government that we have. That is the one to blame. The ones that they are in office right now. Those are the ones to blame. Those are the ones to blame. It's like a lot of Democrats probably. Don't tell me that all the Democrats are bad. Don't tell me that. Because you have a lot of rhinos in the Republican Party that they're seeing this crisis and they're not doing anything about it. So those Republicans are bad too. So not all Democrats are bad, you know? So a lot of Democrats, believe me, a lot of them probably they feel embarrassed about this situation that is going on. The good ones, there's the great Democrats back in the day. But most of them, they're in this riot, the free world, and all borders, no walls. And you got rhinos on the Republican Party that they're not doing anything about the situation right now that is happening. So that goes between the, blaming it on Pelosi, blaming it on the government. Yes, it's the government, but on the side of the left. So it's the government. It's not the people. It's the government. You get it? It's the government. It's not the people. In Mexico, is that treaty? Is the government? It's not the country. It's a treaty. So what happened today in Chiapas? There's a big explanation for this, and we have some good news about that. We have some good news about that. This is what happened. There was a little riot again with the Africans. A little riot again that happened with the Africans over there. And why this little riot started? From Ciudad Hidalgo, that is the border. First of all, because I need to do this as a professional and have ethic for the person that has given me this information. This information is brought to you guys from my source in Chiapas. He is a great journalist and he is a great person. This is 100% accurate information of him. He has been living his whole life in Chiapas, and he's been a journalist for more than 18 years. So, good friend of mine now. What happened in Chiapas? Mapastepec. Do you know that word that I always say in Chiapas? Mapastepec. Mapastepec is a little city, probably like 3 hours away from Ciudad Hidalgo. Ciudad Hidalgo. Mapastepec is a city that is 3 hours away from Ciudad Hidalgo. Ciudad Hidalgo, what is it? It's the borderline between Chiapas and Guatemala. Now, what happened in Mapastepec? There was a leader of the caravan. Remember that I told you? Remember that I told you that there was a caravan that already has been moving up north? That it was around 3,000 of them. Remember? I told you like a couple of days ago that is the only one that has been moving. Right? So the exact number of this people, it was 2,466. And this caravan, they were people from Asia, Africa, Nicaragua, Salvador, Honduras, and Guatemala. And this caravan that is in Mapastepec, 3 hours away from Ciudad Hidalgo. 3 hours away from Ciudad Hidalgo is Mapastepec. So what happened in Mapastepec? There's this leader of the caravan. Look at this leader, man. Look at this leader. His name is Miquel Hernandez. He is a doctor from Cuba. The leader is Miquel Hernandez. I will post this note on the Blue Ramirez page, and it will be shared to the Oscar Blue page. So Mapastepec, 2,466 immigrants were moving up north. Who was in that caravan? People from El Salvador, Honduras, Guatemala, Nicaragua, Cubans from Asia and Africa. All of them were in there. All of them were in there. And what happened? This guy, Miguel Hernandez, that he's from Cuba, he's a doctor, a neurologist. That's how you call him? Neurologist? Neurologo? I think that is the way it's called. He's a doctor. He's from Cuba, and he was the leader. What happened? He got arrested. And why he got arrested? He got arrested because he declared himself the leader of the caravan. So now, the government of the United States in the South, they're taking care of the instigators of the caravan. Thank God. They're taking care of the leaders of the caravan, the instigators, the motivators, the ones that are causing problems, the ones that they don't care about our sovereignty. They're taking care of them. So they took him away. Why? And why they took him away? Because the government wanted to take him away. This guy is pretty dangerous, supposedly. He's a doctor. He's a neurologist. He's from Cuba, but he's an instigator and a motivator for the caravan. So they arrested him. And they told him, lying to him, we're going to give you your humanitarian visa. Just come over here. We're going to have a little talk with you. And what happened? They didn't give him the visa. So immediately, this is what they said. A lot of people that were in Mapastepec called the immigrants from Ciudad Hidalgo, and they told them, hey, our leader they just lied to him. They told him they were going to give him the humanitarian visa, and they didn't give it to him. Oh, so they're lying. Yes, they're lying. Oh, so let's get it. So immediately, the second caravan that is supposed to come is the caravan from Africa. And the leader from the caravan from Africa was Miguel Hernandez too. So he got arrested. But not only that. Not only that. Africans, their leader was Miguel Hernandez, and immediately everything escalated. Why it escalated? Do you know why it escalated? It escalated because, as of yesterday, they are deporting to Guatemala from the quantity of 300. They are deporting them back. The Mexican government is deporting back people now. We are good. The Mexican government is deporting people back now. And that is why this riot with the Africans started. Because they're not giving them the humanitarian visa. And they heard that their leader, Miguel Hernandez, that I will post a picture later on this afternoon, later on tonight, Miguel Hernandez was captured, and they lied to him that he was going to give him the humanitarian visa. So they didn't give him the humanitarian visa. So the whole caravan is stuck in Mapastepec, the 2,466. So somebody called back the immigrants of Africa that they're holding in Ciudad Hidalgo. They told them, you know what, man, they're lying to us. Don't come, don't move. What happened? They captured Miquel. What the hell? They're capturing Miquel? Oh, you know what? They're deporting people over here. They're lying to us. They don't want to give us no humanitarian visas. So they are deporting by the amounts of 300. They're deporting people from Nicaragua, from Guatemala, from Honduras, from Africa, from all over the place. As it yesterday. From 300. So that immediately escalated to the Africans to start this little manifestation against the Institutional National of Immigration, the governmental office where they get their humanitarian visas or their permits to transit from the north, from the south to the north. Because they're not getting any, they did this little manifestation. And because they heard that Miquel, what's his name? Miquel Hernandez, I think was his name. Yes, Miquel Hernandez got captured. I will show you a picture of Miquel Hernandez right here. That is, light is real bad. That is Miquel Hernandez. Let me see where I can put it. Oh, man. Right there. Right there. Good picture right there. That is Miquel Hernandez. He got captured. Doctor, neurologist, leader of the caravan. You can see a hat in the back that it says Policía. You see that hat? It says Policía Federal. That's kind of like a little evidence that he got captured. So, I ask the contact, the source, what made the government of Mexico take this decision? What made the government of Mexico make this decision? And do you know why? What he responded? He responded, Trump has the government of Mexico by the... Do you know what I'm kind of implying? If you know what I'm kind of implying, just these are the words that he used. I will use more articulated language. But I asked him, what the hell happened? What the hell happened? I said, why this change? Why this is phenomenal and great news, man. We're finally doing it. He said, yes, we're finally doing it. But what happened? Trump has the government by the... So apparently, Donald J. Trump threat to close the border to Mexico, it's working. It's working a little bit. It's rolling. It's rolling. The ball is rolling. You know, they're understanding that he's not joking around. And they're understanding right now that he's not playing around. And they're understanding now that he's really going to close it. And that they really need to do something. So I asked him, is this has to do with the Trump speech? He said, absolutely yes. He has to do a lot with the Trump speech. That's why they closed the humanitarian visas and work visas office, and it's closed. They're not going to open them. I'm going to read a little comment. So I was about to read you, but I'm not going to read you anymore. It's a good comment, but I'm just going to continue. So it worked. Yes, it worked. Did it work a little bit? It worked. It's still, I'm not agreeing with the 1-year statement. And still, I'm not agreeing with the 1-year statement. Probably is a tactic and probably is a strategy. This guy's so intelligent. This guy has so many doors, man. And he opens and he has a key for every single one of them. This guy's so smart. President of the United States is so smart. He has so many doors and he has keys for every single door, and he has an extra key for every single door in case of the key gets lost. So they're deporting 300 a day back. That is a great news for us. I'm about to do Spanish public tomorrow, and I will give that great news for the Spanish public. They're deporting people back by the quantity of 300. So that is great news. Do we have proof of it? Because a lot of people are going to be like, well, I could do a live video too and be like, they're deporting them back. That does not say that you're actually doing it. You're just doing that to get likes. I know that I'm going to get that. So do I have proof of it? I have something that I can show. But the number one thing is that for those people, they always talk about, my information kind of, it's always been accurate. Just a couple of times it's been not, but it's just always been. And this contact that I have is a phenomenal contact. It's a phenomenal contact. Monitor, please. Jets King Killer, something like that. So it's great news. It's great news. Mikel Hernandez got arrested, one of the leaders of the caravan, and he got arrested. And right now, it's good that we're getting the leaders out. I feel great about that because that means that the instigators are going to be out of the caravan and we're just going to be clearing out people. And after that, they're deporting them back. So that's why, because it's full. It's packed. Mexico's packed and the United States holding shelters are packed. So, that is a great option for them to deport back. And then not only that, the government of the United States is taking the decision of deporting 300 every day. So Mexico has nothing to do but deport back. So that was a reason why this riot with Africans happened over there, because they're not giving them humanitarian visas. Not even one of them. It's closed. The chop is closed right now. So, that's the news regarding that. We talked about the Border Patrol. We talked about, the Border Patrol officer. We talked about We talked about what happened with these riots and in Chiapas with the African in the Congo, and with the Cubans up in Mapastepec, and Miguel Hernandez getting arrested, this leader of the caravan. And right now, we are going to get into it with the questions of the people that they have sent to my moderators. I will be reading every single question. These questions will be, these questions will be, they've been holding and they've been pending for me to read to you guys. So number one question, has there been any chance since Mexico supposedly stepped up patrol for President Trump's threat to close the border? Right now, I just mentioned it. He apparently they're deporting back 300 from the quantity from 200 to 300 migrants to Guatemala. So they're not letting them in anymore, and then not, and they're pushing them back. And apparently, this threat by Donald J. Trump to close the border made the government of Mexico to close the offices of the governmental Institutional National of Immigration, the number one office that gives humanitarian visas and business of transit to move from the south to the north. So because of that, they closed that office. These immigrants, they cannot move, and they move. And there was a caravan that it was moving up to the north, that it was stopped in Mapastepec. It was full with, people from Central America. Their leader was Miguel Hernandez. He just got stopped, and, he got detained because he was instigating and motivating. So yes, they're doing something about it. Number two question. Trump knows Mexico is open border, so why does he say Mexico can't let them through? Surely he don't think Mexico is going to guard their border to make sure none crosses. I just don't understand Trump expecting that of Mexico, especially when we too can't hold them back. We have to let them in. Oh, well, guess I don't matter. America is ruined. Guess it's better America goes down like a nut bombs. Wow. Wow. I thought, yes, Mexico's open borders right now. We signed this International Pact of Immigration. I'm going to direct myself to you, and I'm going to answer you, and then I'm going to answer you because this last part right here that you wrote to me is pretty disappointing coming in from an American. It's pretty disappointing. Mexico, yes, is open borders, but you have people like me, and you have a lot of patriots and not a lot of nationalists. I'm a nationalist, really, I am. I love my country. I love my country, and I love my city. I really love my neighbor. My neighbor, I love him. He's really good. He's a fantastic neighbor. He's the number one in the world. So how are you not going to love the neighbor? And we're doing something. Apparently, my job right now is to communicate and to teach people in Mexico what is the International Pact of Immigration. Not only that, to teach them and to be viral about all the situations and everything that is happening in my city, and be viral in the whole country. Second, third, try to help our government, and try to help our federal agents, and try to help the people from the shelter to tell them to cross legally through the door. So we're doing something. We're advancing. This is New World Order, just for you guys to know. For this person specifically, this is not only Mexico. This is not the Mexican people. It's the government. It's a socialist movement from the left. This comes from the United Nations. This comes from Venezuela. This comes from all Central America. This is a movement that is in Europe, and then it's coming over here. This is a movement from Soros, and it's a movement from the left party that is the Democrat Party on the United States. That is, it's not only Mexico. It's a big subject. It goes more further than that. So, because it goes more further than that, you got an individual over here in Mexico that is practically, they say, a third world class country. And you are in the land of the free and the home of the brave. You are when you wake up one day and you can dream of being whoever you want to be, and you can be that. You are in a country that, you can be a car salesman. You can be the next day. You can be a Marine if you want to represent your country. You can be in the law enforcement. You can do good and be a plumber, and you can make good money. You're in that type of country. You're in the type of country that is always number one in the world. You're in the type of country that every single person in this planet knows your national anthem, because your national anthem is always put in the Olympics 20 million times. You're in the type of country that there are beautiful women, beautiful, beautiful music, beautiful food, beautiful customs. They're always winners, and they always demonstrate to move forward, and they always demonstrate that the dollar is the most important dollar and most important money in the whole planet. You're in the type of country that every single person in the world wakes up and says, man, where can I go to work and make my life profitable? Should I go to Africa? No. Should I go to Mexico? If I need to invest a lot of money, should I go to America and try to do things right and work there and become somebody? Where do you think everybody dreams that they want to go? They want to go to your country. You're in the type of land that you, my friend, have the golden ticket. You, my friend, were born in the land of Abraham Lincoln. Great human being. You, my friend, were born in the land of George Washington. You, my friend, were born in the land of Michael Phelps, man. The guy that has won more medals than my country. Imagine that. One human being, the American Dolphin. You, my friend, were born in talents of music like Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson, and all these people. You, my friend, were born where hamburgers is like beautiful for every single human being. You, my friend, were born where it's Harvard, Yale, Blair, all these universities that every single person wants to go to because they're the best universities in the world. You, my friend, were born where football is great. Used to be great. Baseball's phenomenal. You, my friend, were born in the greatest country. And this right here, that it says, oh, well, it don't matter, America is ruined. Guess is better, America goes down like this, and not bombs. What I just told you is for you to get up and defend your country and be proud of where you were born. Be proud of where you were born, because you were born in the land of the free and the home of the brave. Be proud. Question number 3. Who does Blue think is the source behind the caravan invasion? Whew. Who does Blue think that is the source between the caravan invasion? This is a movement that it has been coming for longest a time. We know that the New World Order and the United Nations want this to happen in one particular moment in our lives. And we know that the number one that is behind all this movement and all these one government for one world is the United Nations. So, I think that, the number one organizations is the socialist people, that they're the left party, the Partido Izquierda, the left party. Those are the ones that they are in charge of this. So if the Democrats are of the left, I'm sorry. If in my country they're from the left, I'm sorry. So that is my answer to you. 4. Can he give us an idea of where the mother of all caravans is going, and when will they get there? I figure that will definitely be the apocalypse for us in the south in southern Texas. The mother of all caravans is stuck, and it's supposedly going to move in the 21st of April. Supposedly is going to move in the 21st of April, and supposedly is going to move in the 21st of April, and it's stuck in Nicaragua, and a little bit closer to Honduras. So it's coming. Yes, it's coming. Now, what is going to happen? Because hold on a second. What is going to happen? Because they're not giving visas, and they're not giving permits of transit from the south to the north. So we don't know. You asked me where it's coming. I told you, what I heard. 5, it is possible for you to interview Border Patrol officers to get their take on the crisis at the border, since the Dems here seem to never acknowledge it. I just told you, if you guys know the name of that Border Patrol officer, that he was overwhelmed, that he is really, it looks like extremely tired. Try to get him for me. I don't think that they're available to talk. When I always approach them, they're really nice, but all the time they intend to give me and tell me, we cannot give statements or declarations, but it will be great to talk to them and be like, can you give me a minute, man? I just want to ask you a question. And the number one question is this a crisis? That will be it for me. And if they say, yes, it is, that's the way. If one of them says, yes, now we can know that everyone in the Border Patrol, organization thinks the same way. Number 6, I would like to know what Blue thinks about President Trump tweet, and if he's seen or heard that Mexico is taking any type of action to keep illegals of Mexico. I don't know what tweet you're talking about. Really, I don't. So I don't know how to answer you that. There's a lot of tweets that Donald J. Trump always puts out there. But, I don't know what tweet you're talking about. And second of all, I just told you, they're deporting now. I'm going to try to get the evidence tomorrow. This guy was really tired. It was almost 1 o'clock in the morning. He was asleep, and I called him up. And he's like, I'm always here for you, man, but I'm almost asleep. So, we'll get, the information for you guys. And for you guys to be more secure about that they're actually deporting people to Guatemala. Next question. Did Mexico deport those Africans and Haitians in Chiapas that caused the riot at the immigration center? The only thing that I have to say, the only thing that I know about that situation is that they are detained and they're probably going to get deported. Yes, they are. But they're detained, and that they have a particular office that they have detainees for the this particular immigrants. So probably, yes, they're going to be deported. Oscar, do you think the fake lawyers will ever be arrested? Do I think the fake lawyers will ever be arrested? There's a possibility that they are going to be arrested, and I hope that they be arrested in the United States, not over here. Because over here, the ones that they can act is the federal government, and they don't want to act. So the only way that they can be prosecuted is in your own country. It's in your country of the United States. So if they are prosecuted over there, one is for practicing law in another country without a permit. 2 is for betraying their country. 3 is for crossing and encouraging people to cross, encouraging people to commit a federal crime, that is illegal entry. And to hurt the sovereignty of the United States. So you have like 3 or 4 counts that I know. That's the only thing that I know of. Here's the tweet. Here's the tweet that this person was talking about. Thank you, monitor. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Here's the tweet. Donald J. Trump tweeted this particular statement. He said, Mexico must apprehend all illegals and not let them make that long march up to the United States, or we will have no other choice than to close the border and institute tariffs. Our country is full. What do I think about that tweet? He's right. The only example for our country to learn that this is a complete mistake, the International Pact of Immigration, that is hurting our sovereignty, that not only he, our leader of a nation, is really stubborn and is not attending this situation because we have 60 million in poverty and 28 million in critical condition, and we have 15 cities on the top 50 are most violent in delinquency. The top #1 country in the world with more violence and delinquency and homicides cities in the world is Mexico. And we have 4 cities in the top 5, 5 cities in the top 10 is ours. So if this is a statement for Mexico to close their borders and say, Trump, I'm going to close mine, so you better close yours. And this is the only way for us to learn to get us the hell out of this pact and to be concentrated on our sovereignty and in our country, let it be it. You know, a lot of people over here in Tijuana say that. It's going to cost a lot of money and he's going to lose a lot of money, but he's a businessman. He knows how to negotiate. And now he negotiated 1 more year. That I think that is a big mistake. I don't agree with him. He's a really smart man. He knows how to do tactics, and I hope that he proves me wrong. I don't agree with it with 1 more year. 1 more year is a lot. I was thinking more of the guidelines of next Friday. I'm going to close it, and now it's not next Friday. It's a whole year. So it's a year is way too long. Way too long. Way too long. So that's the questions from you guys. It will be really nice if you guys want another question. I will be answering it. I have a couple minutes more. Got some messages over here. It will be nice to hear from you guys. So what more questions you guys want to ask? Go ahead. Or whatever comment you guys want to know about me, I'm open for it. Don't get too personal, people. But be right here with you guys. The battle belongs to the Lord. Praise spiritual walls. Do you see the video of Candace? Candace today. Don't. I did not see the video. She's a fantastic lady. She's a phenomenal lady. Outstanding. And can't say enough. I did not see the video. So what words can I describe? I can't. I'm blushing, man. Give it to me. I'm curious how your father and son group is doing. I'm curious how your father and son group is doing. I don't know what father and son group you're talking about. Chia update. Oh, man. I'll give it for you tomorrow. He can change his mind anytime. Okay, you're talking about Trump. Oscar, you think we are heading to war? I don't like to think that. I'm really on a positive side. I'm always praying to Jesus and, Lord and Savior. And I'm always praying to him because he was the only one that says that, peace is the #1 option for humanity. So let's try to not think war. Let's try to think that this is going to be resolved. Everybody stay in their own place and immigration reform and try to make immigration easier for everybody, but with laws and guidelines for everybody to respect. I think more than that. What do you believe a person's main reason for being allowed to immigrate should be? Background, education, or monetary said value of the person? Three of them. The three of them. I think that that a person, if he has a potential, you guys need to see there's a lot of potential for the United States to grow. If you have these young kids that they want to be in the Marines and they want to be in the National Guard and they want to be in the Army, come get it. Come get it. Let's make the United States Marine Corps and the National Guard stronger and firmer, and let's make a better, huge, and we can go and how do you say it in English? We can cover a lot of countries. First, second of all, there's a lot of smart people, a lot of good, a lot of good kids, a lot of fantastic women, a lot of great guys that if they have a good occupation, if they have a good education, if they want to come and be positive, a good citizen in the United States, a great individual in society, and they want to change the world for the better of the United States, not for the better of Honduras, not for the better of El Salvador, not for the better of Guatemala, not for the better of Mexico. Because as soon as the United States, let us know that, let us know this, get this through your head to the immigrants. As soon as the United States takes you and it says, okay, I'm going to give you an opportunity to be here, you're a done deal. You are for the good US of A. That's it. You can be proud of being from Mexico and I'm Mexican. Yes, I am. But, my country now is the United States. And now your obligation is with the United States. Second of all, if they need to be speaking English, and they need they have the ability to talk and to speak or to have the knowledge that they need to learn English. And for the people that they want a second chance, if they've been deported or they've been in a federal prison or they've been in that kind of situation, for those people there should be a chance too, but they need to prove to the United States that they are changed people, that they deserve a second chance, and what are the possibilities and the good things that they can bring to the table. Okay, you committed one mistake in my country. Now, what do you want? Why do you want a second chance? Look, I graduated from college. I did this. I'm a family man. Or I have a talent for this. I have a talent for that. I made a mistake. I have all these people that they're backing me up and they're saying that I'm a good man. So, everybody deserves a chance, but you have to be blessed. First of all, by God, because that is a chance of God. It's not a chance of the United States. Second of all, do things right. Come from knocking from the front door, and that's it. Oscar, why then at the store in line today, and so don't they learn English? I don't understand your question. It's so off, like one word and do another one. I don't understand. I'm sorry. I was referring to the group who asked you to give advice to other fathers. I was referring to the group who asked you to give advice to other fathers. I don't remember, Julie. You must remember me. Which type of group you're referring to? I don't remember. Really, I don't. I'm sorry. I will catch up with you later on and see what you're talking about. So hopefully, I answer your questions. English is harder to learn than Spanish because it has so many words. Spanish has so many words too, man. It's difficult. Love seeing all the proud military parents on here. We shouldn't count out our youth. They are not snowflakes. Let me tell you about the military parents. My I shown this in the live feed. I shown this, and I will show you right now why I respect so much the military. I will show you right now why I respect so much the military. I will show you right now. I'm gonna hit it right here. My cousin, one of the most beloved cousins that I got. I got a bunch of cousins. My family is big. I got a bunch of cousins. My family is big. Do we have military family right here? And do we have guys from the military or women that are in the military? Say hoorah if we got some people right here. Guys, you know, my cousin, one of my favorite cousins, he's younger than me. He's around 26, 27. He was in the National Guard. And I was so proud of him. I am so proud of him. He retired. He retired from the National Guard, and he became I think a staff sergeant or sergeant. He was something like that, and he retired young. I even make fun of him because in Veterans Day, he's like, "Oh man, I'm going to celebrate Veterans Day." I'm like, "Get the hell out of here, man! You're not a veteran. You're 26 years old. You retire real quick." But you know, for those people that they have military people right here, you know, right here. Look at this. It was a gift from him. Right there. His National Guard hat. Right there. Ramirez. Cousin of mine. He gave it to me. Let me wear it. See how it looks. I don't think this is going to fit. There you go. It's my cousin's. He gave it to me. He gave it to me. You know, he told me, you know, you deserve it. You love my country, he said. You love my country the way that you love yours. And you know, this people, this Marines, this National Guards, this armies guys, this all these guys from the Navy. If they don't agree with the president, or if they are in favor or against the president, it doesn't matter. You know, one day I was talking about, you know, we were talking about Trump, and he just looked at me like, hey, that's around it. And what are you talking about? Stop it, man. And we were not talking bad about the president. We were just talking about the president. There in that trip, you know, you respect the leader of my nation, you respect the commander in chief, and you respect that. So, you know, I respect so much my cousin. He's a phenomenal guy, and he's a great dude. Sunshine 1977 still trolling. What's up, Moderer? What's up? What's up with that guy? You know, they're still, you know, they're trolls. Get them out, Moderer. Get them out. So, you know, that's you know, that's the gift. So another question before I go is getting late. Moderer, please. Yes, I have a lot of people that are and have been in the service. The troops are great. We love them. Yes, and I love my troops too. The people over here in Mexico, I love them. But you know, something special are with the Marines, and something special. They have something special, really. Okay. Your passion for persevering your country's sovereignty is inspiring. I have so much respect for you. Thank you so much, Yildi. Thank you so much, Oscar. Thank you. Do you think 5G causes cancer? 5G. What is 5G? Books for Moses. Elaborate a little bit. My son believes in a strong military. He don't respect the dams because they don't believe in the military. Well, if they don't believe in the military, they don't believe in America. I love our troops that post and support them on Facebook. Yes, military are very important. Yes, they are. Like that hat, though, looks good on you. Thank you so much. Yes, it's from my cousin. I wear it. You know, I wear it more often. I will wear it more often. I will try to wear it more often now. You know, I wear it when I go and when I go on a little mission for you guys. I will wear it. How about that? You like that? uh, uh, both of my grandfathers serve in the wars. Two of my cousins serve as well. Okay, you guys, I'm about to go now. Another question. One last one because before I go. What's your personal feeling on seeing a family crossover? It's sad. It's sad. Why? Because when you're watching it right there, and you're looking at an 11-year-old and a 12 or 13-year-old climbing a fence, risking their lives, and you see a mid-20s woman and a guy and a 40-year-old woman, you know, climbing and risking everything. It's sad. It's sad because they're not fighting in their own country. They're running away from it because it's sad and it's bad. So it shows you how the world is now. It's a bad place. So it's sad. But you know, that is not the correct way to go in. Agree with you with that. They should go in through the front door and ask if they are allowed in. Get some rest. Okay, you guys, I'm going now. Have a great night. Have a phenomenal night. What do Mexican viewers think about being invaded, and do they still have migrants with food and water? They don't, and we think that this is an invasion, and it's saddening to our country, and it's sad times right now that our government is not worried about their own people; they're worried about other people from other countries. So it's pretty depressing. Okay, people, have a great night. Have a phenomenal night. We will see each other tomorrow. Tomorrow, have a big day. So have a great night. Rest and peace and love, people. Peace and love. And always your country first. Stay safe.